It's a fact now. But anyway, for posture, guys, so you just want to sit relatively straight. I gotta fix my script. Let's put it down today. For posture, you want to be sitting kind of up, you know. So if you're sitting in the chair, which it seems like both of you are, that's great. Kind of imagine something pulling your head up. So you almost want to be like a ballerina. Shoulders up and back and down. Ideally, you want to open up the chest cage as much as possible. The easiest way to put it is you want to be open to the world. That's really the biggest thing to worry about. Try to like get your feet touching the floor. And for your hands, this is gonna be something we're gonna be doing with the meditation. Though for everything else, you could try too. Ideally, you take a palm, place the other, touch the thumbs, and not too hard, not too soft. You want to be gently touching them. And that goes for everything we're going to be doing today. You want to be just applying a soft touch to most things. You don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to thumb war. And you don't want to be completely falling asleep, thumbs falling apart, going, you know, right in between, kind of like, good enough. Now, beyond that, we might as well just start with the breath control. And what we're going to be doing today is a bunch of things that have official names in yoga that I don't know the official names of. So these are going to be my interpretations of them. Do either of you do yoga by any chance? Oh, okay. So if I talk about something and you recognize it, let me know what the official name is so I can actually. That'd be amazing. But today, to start with, I think you both already know that there's two inherent types of breaths. So there's like a regular one, the one where you don't really recognize when you breathe, and you tend to breathe just into your chest and not your stomach. You can't see my tummy, eh? Okay, let's see if that works. But yeah, so you have what's that word? Not deep, but shallow. Yeah, you can have a shallow breath or a deep breath into the stomach using the diaphragm, really expanding it. Ideally, we're going to be playing with both. And when you are trying to calm down or relax, you might want to use your diaphragm rather than your chest. What that would look like is breathing into your gut. So imagine breathing and then expanding your tummy. So if you want to try that now, just like this is like the weird part of the class, I swear but it's really helpful. So you just want to feel in your tummy, really expanding. And on top of that, if you can manage to expand your chest too at the same time, you'll notice that you can get a lot more air in, and then just release it naturally for now. Just try to get one or two more like that. Just you can't see it, but my belly is like pregnancy almost. Yeah, and then just let it go. As if you guys can feel your stomach, that's all that matters. There's no particular depth you have to get to. There's just the recognition that there's the two different kinds. That's what's important. And then, is there something called box breath in yoga? Because I learned it from like a Western book. But box breath, the idea is you start with inhaling for 4 seconds. So you hold it for 4, and then you release for 4, and then you hold for 4 again, and then you go back up. It like almost in a box. No way?
I don't recall
Okay, cool.
anything like that.
All right.
Might
Sounds good.
just be me.
No, I mean, I don't know. No worries. But yeah, we're gonna try to do box breath. We're gonna do about 5 minutes of that. And you might start with a number that you're comfortable with. So the idea is every side of the box is the same length, and that kind of in your head makes it easier. So I'm gonna set a timer. Let's see if I can find the timer app. I think I should be capable of it. Who knows? Uh, yeah, okay, we got a timer. It's exciting. I'm not being sarcastic either. I'm excited. Okay, so for the box breath, you just wanna, if you guys wanna try it with me before we do the full 5 minutes nonstop. So like you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, and from there you do another one. Does that make sense? Just yeah? Okay, cool. All right, so let's do 5 minutes of that. When you hear the bell, we're gonna start. When you hear it again, you stop. If you feel excessively lightheaded or like fainty, fainty's bad. You know, but judge your own, like trust your own body at any case, and we'll go from there. If we hear the bell, that means technology works. Yeah, okay, that works. So let's try to do the box breath together if you guys don't mind. Yeah. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna probably do it for 8 seconds at a time, but so you're about halfway through, so about 2 minutes 30 left. Good job so far. About a minute left, so almost there. All right, last 10 seconds. So finish up your breath if you need to, or add one more to your repertoire if you'd like. In about 3 seconds. Okay. How did that go? Was that okay? I mean, okay. What kind of numbers do you guys pick? Like 4 seconds, 10 seconds, or four? Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. If that felt okay, I'm happy. Now you know about the box breath. It came from Navy SEALs. And the idea is if you do that for an extended period of time, because of the holding of the breath, you actually reduce your BPM, your beats per minute. So if you're like at 70 or you're really like stressed out and you do that for about 2 minutes, it should drop by like 30%. So it's like a thing snipers used to use, which is kind of neat, I think. And if you feel like you're really like anxious, like when you're about to sleep or before an exam, do a few minutes of that. You'd be surprised by how much more chill you become. Next thing we're going to try is something I made up, another thing. I call it smiling Buddha breath. And I thought of the name because, it's a funny name, but the idea is you have Buddha, like the big fat guy and you always see in those Japanese places. But, if you take his stomach, that's really what we want in this one. We want to just breathe in and then breathe out for longer than we breathe out. We want to breathe in and breathe out longer than we breathe in. Man, I'm confusing myself. You breathe out for longer than you breathe in. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. And the idea here is it's more or less similar to the box breath, but we're going to try to add a smile to it if you can manage it. Now, if you guys want to try just breathing in, deeply into your belly, really like as deep as you can. And I've noticed you did that pinhole breathing, like with your, like kind of like, and doing that for as long as you can, dragging it out almost. And we'll try to do 10 of those together if you guys are up for it. So just breathing like, and then just, yeah, but that's the idea. I know. It's a good way to start the morning, eh? That's all I can tell you. But let's try to do a few more just for the sake of just for Buddha and not for me, eh? And we're gonna just go. Just like that, yeah. And then we're gonna go one more time, just okay. But I mean, that's the idea there. If you did it right, your body should feel a little more. You might have sweated a little bit, like you might feel actually a little warmer. You might not. I mean, the idea of that one is instead of doing the box, say if you want a more fun alternative, you could say that works a little faster. This one, about 5 repetitions, and you're back to like chill. So all of this is like a secret to being chill, and being chill is the secret to focus. Because if you are in a state of like chill, then you can actually go out and do what you want to do without focusing on your emotions. That's really the big idea here, like takeaway. And then this one, I know there's a yoga name for, but I still haven't found it. This one is you breathe in twice and then you breathe out sharply once. What's that? There's got to be a name for that one, I think. No? Okay. Oh. And this is like we're pretty much going down the line of the ones that take the most time and that are the most impactful, down to the ones that you can use in seconds and really recontrol or like anchor down your thought. So this one is something very, very simple in a sense where you think, okay, what am I really learning? It's just breathing. It's strange, but it does help a lot. And this one's just so you breathe in twice. The idea being that you You hold it for a sec, you breathe in again, and then you breathe that one out normally. If you guys are taking kin or any kind of respiratory course, the idea here is you fill your lungs with like gas, it exchanges a bit, and then you breathe in again, and then you like top it off, and then you breathe it all out. So that's the cool thing about that. So just try it a few times with me just to be sure that you can do it. Just go. Yeah, that's it. It's not as complicated. That's the cool thing. It all seems very simple, but is all very impactful because you can control your mind and your body through your breath. It's kind of like how you get the fuel into the car. I think that's the most beautiful thing. In terms of the next thing we're going to do is an actual meditation, which is kind of exciting, I think. But 30, have you meditated a lot before? Or?
Yeah, I tried to, for
Oh,
sure,
okay. So you,
but I'm still kind of a big
cool. How long do you tend to meditate for? What's your time to go?
5 minutes. I'll do
Okay.
5 minutes. Yeah.
So today might be a little challenging. We'll be doing mostly 10 minutes,
Okay.
10-minute blocks. So I believe in you. And Sheeta, I know you can already do it. You've been here with me before. So yeah, we're going to do great. The next one is going to be a gratitude meditation. The idea behind this is it's an emotion that trumps all other emotions. So if you're angry or sad, quite literally being thankful and sending out good vibes to other people. It's funny, like the way we talk about it now, especially on Instagram, like the words are disconnected, but the intent is still the same. So it does actually help. But what we just want to think about is things that make us happy, things we can be thankful for. So it's literally like a challenge you can propose to yourself. You want to try to sit and be in a meditative state, but then on top of that, think about every little thing that you could be thankful for. So examples I could give you would be the grocery store, at least in Canada here. The fact that you can get an orange or banana, and it comes from either Mexico or like it literally comes from the other side of the world. And you can go into the grocery store and get an orange, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the computer and the fact that I'm talking to you guys, and the fact that I did have my coffee and you guys were okay with it and didn't scream at me. I mean, every little thing, we're going to try to spend these 10 minutes being thankful for whatever you personally want to be thankful for. And the biggest takeaway from this one is there's no big or small thing that's better or worse to be thankful for. So being thankful for not being angry is just as valuable as being thankful for the shirt. Thankful for the roof is the same as being thankful for the snow. And you really don't need to judge what you're thankful for. Just say it. So what I tend to do during these 10 minutes is to say to myself, I'm thankful for the table. And then even though I would think, oh, that's a stupid thing to be thankful for, it's okay. I'm okay with being thankful for that. And you just go on to the other one. Try to just fill up the entire 10 minutes with thank yous. Or a gratefuls is if you don't like to say the word thank you, up to you. When you hear the bell, we'll start. When you hear it again, we'll stop. I'll leave you to it. Wish you luck. I got a lot of stuff to be thankful for, that's for sure. Okay. Hope that was okay. I wanted to sneeze halfway through. It was terrible. But the whole gratefulness thing, I feel like I should tell you guys why it relates to focus trading. Because I know I named this thing focus, and then we don't do a lot of focus stuff. But the idea behind this emotion isn't necessarily to be grateful, but it's more so about the fact that by using those words, we're tricking our mind into seeing things or emotions or thoughts as something we're receiving. And if we're receiving things, that's a good thing. We're like getting stuff. And also if we're getting the gratefulness for the snow, it's like, yeah, we're getting snow. Next thing you know, your mind actually sends you like feel good chemicals like, oh yeah, I'm getting all of this. This is great. Keep it coming. So that's the idea behind it, is by being thankful, you're receiving, and by receiving, you feel good. And by feeling good, you're more present. And by being more present, you could choose what you focus on. So it's just a kind of like a pathway to disconnect from whatever heck else is going on. So that's part of the reason why. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Any questions? Anything so far? Like small or big challenges? No? Great. Well then, other than that, we're gonna do actual mindfulness meditation now. So this is gonna be a little intense for you, Mathuri, but we're gonna be doing 2 bouts of 10 minutes. Cheetah, this is like what we usually do, but with all that extra breathing stuff at the beginning, pretty much. But yeah, for this, it's gonna be, general mindfulness meditation. We're not gonna move. A lot of metaphors that I like to use come from all over the place, but one of my favorites still is the hurricane one. The idea behind this one is that you're stuck in a hurricane. You're in Alabama, right? And there's like a hurricane, and there's those cotton things, that are floating around, the pieces of house here and there. And that's your head most of the time, and that's okay. That's human. We are a hurricane, whether we like to admit it or not. My hair certainly is. And the thing with a hurricane is you can't really live inside of one, and you can't really figure out what the heck is going on because everything's moving too fast. And that's how we feel day to day. The trick with meditation isn't to change the hurricane, because you can't change the weather. They haven't created a tool for that yet. But the thing that you can do is to step back, to run away from the hurricane, to seek shelter in a barn, for example. And that way you could take a look at the hurricane. You could see the house and the rest of Alabama, and you could see the anger and the I don't want to do the homework, and I really want coffee, and you could just look at it and appreciate it as the thought that it is. And that's really all meditation is. It's just looking at the hurricane, looking at the beauty of nature, yourself being the beautiful hurricane. That's one of my favorites because it really is chaotic like that. There's that painting that I still don't know the name of, and I feel like me saying I don't know the name of something is part of my show. But anyway, there's this painting, right? There's a huge wave. There's a tiny boat right under. I think it's Japanese, right? And we're often that little boat getting hit by the waves, like rocked back and forth. The idea of meditation is just to recognize that you're not the wave and you're not the boat that's getting pushed by the waves. You choose when the waves come and go, and you choose when that boat is rocked. You are, in fact, the deep blue ocean, right? And if you are the deep blue ocean, you can decide what to feel more or less. You can choose to say, I'm thankful for being angry, but I'm going to choose not to be. And then that's really what meditation is all about. It's recognition and modification if you want to modify it. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect. That wave is still going to crash. But it's the idea that more often than not, you can choose to let the wave go. I hope that makes some sense. There's a guy, I forget who he was, but he had like a very, very intense, deep depression. And he said, oh, I'm going to try meditation to fix my depression, because that's the idea, right? We come here, we try to fix things, we're trying to correct stuff. But this guy, by the end of like a few years of meditation, he said, meditation didn't cure my depression, it changed my perception of my depression. And then from there, it made it more easy to deal with. So I guess try to look at this not as a thing that you can win or lose at, just look at it as something you can do every day, like brushing your teeth, either in the morning or at night, 5-10 minutes a day, and something kind of like exercise where you're just working on your focus, something that allows you to really guide in and focus on your homework if you really want to, or really focus on like a little interaction between you and somebody else. Like let's say you're with a loved one, and as always, you're there and you say, okay, I'm going to be there. It's going to be like very, very serious. We're going to have a great time. Next thing you know, 5 minutes later, you're on your phone, or you're not even listening to what they're saying, even though the intent was to listen. If you look at it from a meditation standpoint, all you have to do is say, oh shit, okay, so I'm not focusing. All right, let's focus. And then really try to focus. And that's all it is. That's what I think is cool. It's all of this really is focus training, where you're just getting ready for the rest of your life to be as present and in the moment and feel your toes whenever you can, in your fingers and the top of your head. That's really all it is. And I think that that's amazing. We have all the tools. The trick to focusing is just focusing. It's hard to explain, but that's all there is to it. So I hope that made some sense, that ramble. If it did, if any of it was confusing, ask me any questions, eh? No? Okay. And in terms of things you might actually physically feel, if at some point you feel like your posture is super straight, but then you start to like wiggle down, that's okay too. The idea being that if you're like really hunched over and you feel kind of like pain, just correct. Even if, the idea is to stay unmoving, a little move here and there is not going to kill nobody. So don't trip, dog. I think that's the biggest one. If you do feel like you have like jitters halfway through, like I tend to just kind of like move. That's okay. That's just your body not being used to being stable. So after a few maybe weeks or sessions, it should tone down. I think that's pretty much all of it. If you got, that's why I'm saying, like, if there's anything that you experience and you want to talk about, I'm here for it. That's literally what I'm trying to do. That's why when I talk about these things, I'm trying to hit on the notes you guys might be thinking about, but I'm not in your head. So other than that, if you guys are good to go, we'll do another 10 minutes and then another 10 minutes. So it's gonna be a nice and intense meditative session. When you hear the bell, we start. When you hear it again, we stop. All right. If technology doesn't fail us, we should be good to go. We're good. How's that? That was okay. You guys are still there. Wow. Okay then. So if you're interested in 10 more minutes, we're gonna really go crazy today. Yeah, let's. Really is like a workout, you know. You could say. Same as always, bell in, bell out, and let's go. Oh no, I didn't press the button. Okay, now I should go. Hopefully. Okay, and that was nearly 40 minutes of meditation in one day, which is a stupid amount. Hope you both had fun. Nice to see you again, Jita. And welcome to the class, Mathurti. Hope I said your names right, guys. I'm sorry in case, but yeah. Other than that, I'm here Mondays and Thursdays, 10 to 10:30, like Shita, you know, and today, as always, same time. So if you're ever interested in a group meditation, I'm here. And if you have friends who are also into meditating and you want to, kind of tug them along, I'm here for it. I can kind of scream at them, they can make fun of me too, if you guys want. I think that's pretty much it, eh? So, any questions of any kind or no? Okay. Well, it's great having you both and have a wonderful day.